Is God trying to remove someone from your life? There are times in life when relationships begin to feel heavy, confusing, and even spiritually draining. But what if I told you that's not just coincidence? What if it's divine intervention? In this video, we're going to break down the 13 powerful signs God may be trying to remove someone from your life. If you've been feeling distant from yourself, from God, and from your purpose, this message is for you. You'll recognize these subtle and not so subtle ways God shows you when someone is no longer meant to walk with you on your journey, your life. Number one, they don't share your same spiritual fervor, but they stay lukewarm. They make you feel foolish or overly deep for speaking about God earnestly. Number two, the mask keep falling off. Yes, their manipulation is no longer hidden. You are no longer able to defend their actions. You see the red flags a little bit more clearly and start to wonder how you miss them. And number three, they don't just upset you, they break you. Their words, their silence, their actions, it doesn't just hurt, it actually wounds your soul. Number four, trying to come up with some sort of excuse or a reason, a delay, a justification, and they never seem to change. Number five, they refuse accountability or responsibility. Blame is their shield. Everything is always someone else's fault, except for themselves. Number six, they secretly hope you give up. That goes, like, I just need to say that, all right? Because that's really all it means. They just hope you give up. They drain you emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. And they're waiting for you to walk away so that they don't have to take accountability. Seven, they've made your life miserable. Even if it looks good on the outside, all right? You know your life is miserable, and that's what matters. Status, money, comforts, none of it really matters because the peace is gone. Joy is always fleeting. You always need something to fix the problem for yourself because you're just not happy. You're miserable. I see this in grown women that go out and buy things to fill the gap for the relationship. They go buy purses and shoes and clothing and household things. Or men that have to go get the Harley and they're constantly in a midlife crisis phase. Number eight, you don't recognize yourself anymore. You've grown distant from your loved ones. You're angrier, colder, more reactive. This is something that you'll find when God is trying to tell you you need to get rid of this toxic person or remove this person from your life. You start to change. This is an important one, guys, because the more closed off you become, the more your light starts to dim. Narcissists, people who are emotionally unintelligent, make you start to lose your sense of self and your shine. And it's never in a good way. Only you can recognize that you're not feeling yourself anymore. Once you start seeing that your normal personality, your bubbly personality, or maybe you're talkative, or maybe you're a person that is more introverted, and you're changing and you're trying your best to fit this mold that they have of you, and it doesn't feel right, that's your sign that God is trying to remove them from your life. 9, you feel completely alone. They've isolated you from your circle, your support, and your identity. And when you try to leave, when you attempt, I'm leaving, I can't do this anymore, I want out, they grow resentful and they'll try to pull you back in, right? Don't let them, because these people are very manipulative. Number 10, your body is crying out too. And when God is trying to remove somebody from your life, one of the first things that go, and we've seen this from all those TikTok trends of women showing images of their self before they got married and after, or before a relationship and after, and how bad they looked during the relationship, how their hair was scraggly, their nails were unkept, they didn't have time for self-care, and they just started to look unrecognizable. That's a huge red flag that God is telling you to get out. And for men, your signs are usually stomach issues, headaches, and there is such a thing as self-neglect. Men that are passive and let their women stomp all over them, and they're living in a toxic household with a woman that's constantly barking orders and making them feel horrible and just feel down about their life and their goals, they end up with a lot of stress and health issues. People joke about it. Comedians joke about it. I just saw a stand-up special with Bill Burr saying, when was the last time you saw a woman just heel over and croak? You don't see mostly men doing this, where they just heel over and they're dead. Because all of that stress, it takes a toll on your physical body. Number 11, you start to doubt yourself and God. You become more passive. You even doubt your thoughts, your own thoughts. If God is making you feel like this relationship is toxic, this is your time to exit stage left, do it. Because what will happen is you're going to end up with a toxic person in your life, and you're going to end up having like all these problems that I just laid out above. It's a miserable way to live. You only have this one life, so live it well. Another sign that God is trying to tell you leave this relationship is that your paths are no longer aligned. Think of it this way. When I say your paths, I mean that opportunities are not coming your way that include them. So maybe it's a modeling job or something in New York while you both live currently in Texas, or they get a job offer in some other state just as you're about to finish up maybe a college degree or reach out for a major career milestone, and you're unable to move. So now you're both being pulled in different directions, not just physically, but purposefully, right? It is almost like if God is saying, look, I am showing you that your lives are not meant to walk the same journey. If you talk to your partner and they don't have the same path or how they want to see their life in the future, it's a divine clarity. It's something it's not coincidence. Some people say the universe. I say God. God is telling you, time to leave this behind. Number 13, you're always in trouble and you are always the savior. This one definitely should not be ignored, especially by people that find themselves in some kind of mess consistently, financially, emotionally, physically. You're always in some sort of mess, bailing this person out, and you pour into this person. You're constantly trying to meet their needs, but in return, you feel drained, depleted, or unseen. You are no longer being filled. You're just constantly being emptied, as if you're tied to some sort of succubus. Let me explain what the term succubus means. It says it's a term that refers to a spirit or a being that drains life and energy from its victim through repeated contact. The love you once feel for these people is gone. That's a major takeaway from this. All that's left is resentment, exhaustion, and this haunting realization that loving them has cost you far too much. If you enjoyed this content today, or you just like these type of conversations, be sure to hit the subscribe button. I do respond to as many comments as possible. Remember, as always, think for yourself and have a great day.